Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, let's do a walk around and tour on the new 2025 Ford Mustang Ecoboost Premium. The Ecoboost Premium is going to give you a aesthetic upgrade over the Ecoboost in the sense that you do get some nice features as far as what you'll see on the exterior as well as the interior. The exterior is going to give you things such as your projection LED headlamps as well as some uniquely styled rims, while the interior is going to give you your upgraded leather ActiveX seating as well as your heated and ventilated seats, and you also do get your auto dimming rearview mirror on this one. But with that being said, though, a huge thank you to Bob Thomas Ford, which is part of the Thomas Auto Group right here in McKinney, Texas, for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. As you can see, we're taking a look at our standard Ford key fob. The only difference is that you have the prancing horse on this side, followed by your usual controls on this side, and that consists of your lock, unlock, your remote start, your trunk release, and your panic alarm. To remote start the vehicle, is make sure the vehicle is locked, and double click the remote start button twice, and the engine will start right up. And when you're finished, just double click the remote start button again, and the engine will shut itself off from there. Starting off here in the front of the vehicle, as you can see, this is going to be your standard Mustang grille, and it does have a nice look to it. As you can see, you have the prancing Mustang going across the middle portion there, which looks very nice. And when you pan out a little bit, it's going to kind of give you that aggressive look that you would expect from a Mustang. You also do have your front adaptive radar cruise control sensor, so that way this vehicle will help you to press the brakes, so that way you don't come onto a collision with another vehicle. And of course, you do have your standard LED daytime running lights with your LED projection headlamps. Checking out our wheels and tires on this one, we're taking a look at a set of Continental Pro Contact tires on 19-inch wheels. These measure 255 40R19s all the way around. Coming over to our door, this vehicle does have a smart key access system, allowing for easy access to the exterior as well as the interior. By having the key fob in your pocket and come to the door handle, there's a touch sensor right in here. Just put your hand in, and the vehicle will unlock, allowing you to jump on inside. And when you're finished, close it up, tap this button here, and one beep will indicate that the vehicle's locked. The exterior color of this one is finished off in Carbonized Gray Metallic with the space gray leather interior. Come over to our door panel. As you can see, we're going to have some hard touch molded injection plastic on top of here. However, we do have some soft touch material coming down below. We do have this kind of unique trim coming across. We'll find our aluminum door handle as well as our unlock and lock switches. We also have the space gray insert right here as well, which does add a nice touch. You're going to have your controls for your mirrors as well as your power windows, and you have a good sized storage pocket right here at the door jamb. Unlock that smart key access system. The Ford Mustang does come standard with push button ignition. By having the key fob in your pocket or within the vehicle itself, just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to go. Very nice. The Ford Mustang does come standard with a fully leather wrapped racking pinion power steering wheel with controls on the left as well as on the right sides. Left is going to house our cruise control settings, our lane departure warning button, as well as our different modes here for our drive mode selector. To the right side, we're going to have our hands-free voice, heated steering wheel, audio controls here for our volume, seat track for our audio, as well as these two buttons which correspond with the fully digital instrument cluster and our OK button right there. With that being said, though, we're going to be taking a look at a 12.4-inch display, which consists of two main gauges. To our left, we're going to have our cooling temperature as well as our tachometer, and to our right, we're going to have our speedometer as well as our fuel gauge. Right in the middle is going to be our driver information system, which consists of our exterior temperature, our audio system, our compass. Coming down below that, we're going to have different things here, such as our gear selector, our electronic parking brake sensor, or I should say indicator, as well as our seatbelt reminder, and of course our little gas tank reminder saying that we're low on fuel. But as you can see here, we're taking a look at this small little screen here, and it's going to show us our trip point information. We can cycle through a couple different things here within the screen on the steering wheel. And as you can see here, it's going to show us not just our trip point information, but also our fuel economy average, tire pressure monitoring system, Our gauge detail, which goes into more detail about things such as our cylinder head temperature, engine oil temperature, transmission oil temperature, our vacuum and boost, as well as our inlet air temperature. We also have our air and fuel ratio, as well as our battery voltage. And then back to our trip 1 information. Come over here to our right, we're taking a look at a 13.4-inch infotainment system, which was introduced when the S650 generation Mustang went on sale last year. And as you can see, for 2025, it does remain unchanged for the most part. Now, you're going to be divided into three different sections. On the left side, we have our audio. In the middle, we have our Bluetooth/phone connectivity. And to the right, we're going to have our settings, features, and apps. Starting off with our audio system, we're going to click on this right here. And it's going to show us what's playing on our station right now. As you can see, you have your sources on top for our AM, FM, and Sirius XM radio. We have our seat track functions here. We have our station presets down here, our direct tune on top of there, and of course a little shortcut button on the far right. Come down below that is where we'll find our common controls, which we'll go through towards the end of the infotainment system tour. Going back to our home page here, come over here. This is where we'll be able to add a phone. Sorry about that, guys. Looks like the vehicle wanted me to connect my phone to the Bluetooth system, but we're not doing that today. And then, of course, we're going to start off here with our different apps, which consist of our 5 mobile apps, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, as well as mobile apps help. Come over to our features. This is going to be things that come with the vehicle that you can learn about as far as, you know, getting used to the vehicle and all that stuff. So we have our driver assistance, My Mustang, edit favorites, owner's manual, and record feedback. Starting off with our driver assistance, as you can see here, that's going to show us all of our safety features that come with the vehicle, and they include your lane keeping assist, your pre-collision assist, your exit warning, your rear view camera delay, your blind spot information system, your rear cross traffic alert, rear cross traffic braking, as well as your driver alert. You do have your My Mustang, which is going to allow you to kind of customize your Mustang in many different ways. You're going to have your different track apps, auxiliary gauges, your custom mode, My Color, which is going to be for the ambient lighting, as well as your cluster theme. Starting things off here with our auxiliary gauges, that's going to give us information about our boost pressure as well as our battery voltage. We also do have our G meter right in the middle, which is very cool to see. And if we go into more details, you can see it's going to give us more information about stuff that pertain to the vehicle, which looks very nice. You can see, very cool. We do have our custom mode here. This is where you'll be able to adjust different elements of the drive. So as you can see, you have your base drive mode. You can select Sport, Sport Plus, turn traction control on or off, turn the auto stop start feature on or off, and then you can change the gauges as well. Coming to our My Color, this is going to be for our different ambient lighting colors that you can select from and all that stuff, which is very cool. And this is going to be our ambient lighting actually right here. This is our display right here, so we can change the color of it if we want to. But I do like this purple, so we're going to make it stay as you can see there. And then come over to cluster theme. This is probably one of my favorite things about the new Mustang, is that as you can see here, you can select from many different themes. You can have it match the drive mode. You have normal. I'm going to actually show you guys it right here on the instrument cluster. So you have normal. You're going to have sport, track. You have your calm, which is going to give you basically your calm screen, as you can see there, which looks very nice. We have our classic Mustang theme, which as you can see. We have our Fox body. And of course, we have the SVT Cobra. Very cool. And then we go back to normal. Very nice to see that. And so, with that being said, that's going to do it here for the My Mustang feature, as it is pretty cool and unique to check out. And then coming over here to our settings, this is going to be a comprehensive list of different things that you can enable, disable, change, and make it your own based on your preferences. You do have your radio, add phone, sound, vehicle, clock, general, instrument cluster, your center display, followed by your connectivity, vehicle hotspot, mobile apps, software updates, Ford Assistant, 911 Assist, as well as your valet mode. Starting off here, we're going to begin with our radio, and that is where we can adjust our FM HD radio settings, as well as our radio text and preset pages. We do have our add phone, which
search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
That's where you'll be able to add your phone via the Bluetooth system through a setup. You do have your sound adjustments here, which does include our tone settings, our balance and fade, speed compensated volume adjustments, occupancy mode adjustment, sound mode adjustment as well. We do have our vehicle settings here, which is going to consist of our rear occupant alert, our key detection alert, our remote start setup, our 30-minute max idle. We have adjustments for our windows, wipers, lighting, and locks, as well as our oil life. Moving on to our general settings. This is going to consist of your language, temperatures, units of measurement, tire pressure unit, as well as your software information. You do have your instrument cluster right here, which is where you can choose the different screens that we saw previously. You have your center display right here, which you can turn on and off the column screen, as well as to adjust your brightness. And then come over here to the right side, car connectivity is going to allow us to connect ourselves to our Bluetooth as well as Wi-Fi, as well as connected vehicle features and wireless app projection. We do have our vehicle hotspot, which is going to allow us to connect to our hotspot in the vehicle. You can also manage your devices, go to settings, or you can check out your data usage. You also do have your Ford Assistant, which is going to allow you to get in contact, or not get in contact, but it's rather going to allow you to speak to the voice inside of the vehicle via the in-vehicle microphone. You also have the 911 assist feature, which when that is on, of course, let's say you're in a situation where you require law enforcement presence or emergency services, just click that or push this and make sure it's enabled, and it will also be enabled on your Ford app, so that way you'll be able to request roadside assistance and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. You do have your valet mode, of course, which is also going to allow you to lock certain functions of the vehicle up, which of course is going to be done by a pin, and that means a valet cannot access your belongings unless you disable it. So pretty much you enable it, no one is able to access it. When you come back in, you disable it, and you're good to go. And then software updates is going to allow you to see if there's any software updates for the vehicle, and explain to you what those software updates are, and of course you can schedule them on your own time. And so with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up here for the infotainment system portion of the Ford Mustang Ecoboost Premium. But we're not done yet, because we do have our climate control functions down here. As you can see, we can make those adjustments right here on this left side for our 3-stage heated as well as ventilated seats, and our fan speed here for our front and front passenger. Our temperature adjustments here, fan speed, heated steering wheel, fan positioning, max airflow, auto air conditioning, and you do have your airflow sensor right there. Pretty cool to see. And then we come to our home page pretty much, and that's going to wrap it up here for this little tour of the system. But before we move on, this does have a 10-speed automatic transmission. Put into reverse, you do get this backup camera with guidance lines, and they do adjust as you turn the wheel. The camera quality is also very good, and you do get a top-down view as well. Moving from that, you do have your vents right here, and then coming down here below, we're going to have our different physical buttons, which does include our start engine stop button, auto stop start feature, my Mustang, traction control off switch, hazard light button here, favorites, as well as max AC. Volume knob is right there. Below that, this is where you can lay something like your headphones or your phone inside of here, so you can charge via the USB-C and the USB ports there. You do have your 10-speed automatic transmission here, electronic parking brake here, 2 cup holders here, and a very small glove compartment, as you can see, which does give you an ample amount of room with a outlet inside of it. The seats themselves in the S650 Mustang Ecoboost Premium are very nice and comfortable. As you can see, you upgrade to the very nice ActiveX seats, so it's not a full leather, it's a leatherette material, so it is very nice and plush. You do have this perforations coming down the middle, which does add a nice touch to it, and overall the seat presentation from top to bottom looks very, very impressive. Come over here to our glove box. It's going to be dampened somewhat, and you have a good amount of storage space inside. Some more stitching right here, as well as some soft touch material. Some more of this faux carbon fiber material, piano black material here that says Mustang on that side there. And we do have some hard touch, or it's kind of really, it's like a hard touch plastic material here. And then a window sticker here, which we'll go through at the end of the video. We do have our mirror here. We do have our controls here for our overhead lights, as well as our sunglass holder. We do have our visor here with a mirror, as well as incandescent lighting. And then come over here to the left side, we do have our trunk release button here. We do have our gauge dimmer switches here, and our headlight controls. And so with that being said, everybody, let's go ahead and continue the tour of the 2025 Ford Mustang Ecoboost Premium. And to get into the back of the vehicle, just make sure you have the strap in and then you move the seat forward so that way you'll have access to the back seat. I'm going to demonstrate that for you guys real quick. And so as we move the front seat over and up, you have access to the back seats, which, as you can see, pretty much the same as what you'll find in the front. And it's not too bad. You don't have cup holders or anything back here, which is unfortunate, but you do have one seat pocket behind the front passenger. And when you're done, just pull the seat back to its original position. We do have our Easy Fuel capless fuel filler, which makes it easier to fill up at the gas station. And of course, an illustration of how to do it right here. Coming to the back of the Mustang Ecoboost Premium, not a GT. This one here does have LED taillights, which do look nice. You have your Ford Mustang emblem right here, a small little spoiler, and of course your dual exhaust tips down here. Now coming inside of the cargo area, it's actually pretty nicely and deep, and it has a deep opening, as you can see here. Overall, not too bad, and it does do a pretty good job. You're looking at around 13.3 cubic feet of space, which is on the larger side when comparing this to other muscle cars that are no longer really existent in today's market. But since we're back here, we do have our spare tire underneath. Under the hood of the Ford Mustang Ecoboost Premium, we're taking a look at the company's 2.3-liter inline four-cylinder EcoBoost engine. It produces 315 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. It's going to be made to that 10-speed automatic transmission, and with a 16-gallon fuel tank on regular gasoline, the EPA rates the Mustang Ecoboost Premium of getting 22 city, 33 highway. Alright guys, and the last thing we're going to do in this one today is go over this vehicle's window sticker. 2025 Mustang Ecoboost Coupe Premium, carbonized gray metallic exterior color with a space gray ActiveX leather interior. As you can see, everything that you see on top of here is going to be standard equipment for the vehicle. And then coming over here to our left side, we do have a few options on this one here. We do have the mini spare wheel and tire for $665, the 19 by 8.5 inch premium polished aluminum wheels for $995, and our engine block heater that we saw inside of the hood for $200. This one does have a MSRP starting out at $37,545. Options comes in at $1,860, and then with a destination delivery charge of $1,995. The total MSRP for this one comes in at $41,400. However, we do have some additional add-ons that you can negotiate with the dealer for an extra $2,484, and this one comes in at $43,884 in total. Fuel economy for this vehicle, like I mentioned, comes in at 22 city, 33 highway, and 26 combined, and the overall vehicle score does come in at 5 out of 5 stars with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So in conclusion, while the Camaro from Chevrolet is no longer in existence, and obviously the Charger and Challenger are now one vehicle and is all electric, the Mustang is the only muscle car that continues to exist today in today's market. It's pretty cool to have. Now, is this the best? I honestly do think so, because again, this is one of the only ones that is still in existence as far as in production. Still, you can still buy it new. It's still in a internal combustion engine model. Yes, you can buy the Mach-E, obviously, but if you're looking for a true last performance muscle car, the Mustang is definitely going to be it, and you have different trims to choose from and all that stuff. But with that being said, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this walk around and tour of the 2025 Ford Mustang Ecoboost Premium, finished off in carbonized gray metallic with the space gray ActiveX leather interior. If you're interested in this vehicle, please let Bob Thomas Ford know you saw this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.